Now today is my mate Scotty's birthday. So happy birthday, Scotty, and he asked me to give him a little shout out, which I'm gonna do. And he was talking about London, because he comes from London like me, and he was saying about how he misses it. Now, one of the things that I miss from London is a kebab. Now, someone requested that I eat a kebab, but to be honest, the kebabs here where I live are not great, unfortunately. But I went in Iceland and I came across this. This is my protein authentic doner kebab meat. So I thought, well, I've got to give this a go. So I've cooked it, just the meat. I put a little bit of lemon juice on it, and I've done some salad with it as well. And I thought, well, let's see, how authentic is this? We will see. Okay, to drink, I've got a nice ice cold ZX cola. Do you want me to get you a cola? I actually got a really nice fizz from that, a nice hiss. Anyway, right, I've got the door, the eyebrow, and the ball. And as I looked up at my recorder then, it was just saying 3 minutes 23 and not moving. And I thought for a moment, because that pour there was in fact so epic, so astonishing, that it was trying to have me over. It was trying to wear me down. Anyway, let's have a little swiggeroony on this first, because I'm very thirsty. Lovely jubbly. Let's have a little bit of this, guys. I've got some onions and some tomatoes and a bit of salad. It's French salad. It's called salad. Oh, it's nice. It's very nice, guys. Oh dear. I mean, see, I'm not happy with any of the kebab shops around here. Most of them are pretty awful, but we've got one that's nice. But as I was saying, one of the things I miss from being in London is a kebab, because if you got a kebab, where I came from anyway, the kebabs were absolutely out of this world. But I have to admit, although that's the thing is here, none of the kebabs come anywhere near as good as they are in London. If you happen to live somewhere and their kebabs ain't that good, definitely give these a try. Now, the first thing is the price. They're not cheap. This was about £5, but you get the amount of meat in it to have 2 large kebabs without any problem. I've given the other half of this to Travieras at Lazans. So she had a lot more meat than me, but it's really nice. It's good. It's very good. I mean, it's probably the nicest definitely the nicest store-bought kebab meat I've had. It tastes really good. And when you think about how much a kebab costs these days as well, and as I said, that one I had, they charged me £1 million for. This easily tastes as good as that. I'm not gonna lie. Scotty was making me all nostalgic, talking about London. He's talking about when he used to go to the market at Upton Park. You know, you got Upton Park, you got West Ham United, you know, but you've also got a market, Queen's Market. Me and my mate, when I was at school, used to go there during like the dinner hour. And walk around looking there. And it was really cool So we used to go there. And if I'm talking about kebab shops, there was a place there. I don't know if Scotty will remember it. I think it was more down the Canning Town way. There was a place called, I think it was called the International Cafe or something like that. The International Cafe. And I used to go in there dinner times because my mates all had dinner at school. They stayed in school and have their dinner. I used to go out and I'd walk down to Canning Town. It's a nice walk. And I'd go in there and get myself a kebab. And I remember I'd eat it, walking along, it'd be dripping on my jacket. I had this leather jacket. And, once I'd hit it, all the fat coming from the kebab would dry on me jacket. I'd have all this dry lard on me jacket. I'd sit there taking off. But it was pucker. It was really nice. Lovely kebabs they did in there, but yeah, I mean, it did take me down memory lane a little bit. Another story. I was with my mate once. We was about 13, 14. And we was late. We was at Upton Park. But we was late getting back. We had to get back. Anyway, we had the bus there. I think it was the 58 took you back. So we was running late to get back to school, and there was these two most beautiful girls, and they went, "Where you going?" And we went, "We've got to go back to school." So we're late. They went, "Oh, don't go back to school. Come with us. We're going over the park and that." I went, "Sorry, we can't." Could have been one of the biggest regrets, actually, of my life, because they was really, really gorgeous. But we got off the bus, ran back to school, and we just made our mark. But yeah, who knows what would have happened from there. But anyway, Scotty, happy birthday to you. Hope you're having a great day. It's Friday today. It's Friday. It's Crackerjack. There's another thing now, don't get me started. I'll get all nostalgic again. and she was 10. And we were just good friends. And I played with her till I was about 11 when we went to like secondary school. I think about 11 and when you start. But I always remember her being incredibly beautiful little girl, young girl. And what happened was my sister moved not quite next door to her, but a couple of doors down. And this was when I was now like 20. So she was 20, maybe 21. And my brother-in-law said he lives next door but one to this girl, he said, and you've got to see her, she's absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, I said, is her name this? And he said, yeah. And I said, I know her. She should be a friend of mine. So anyway, she worked, this is the reason I'm saying it, is because she worked in that market selling leather jackets and leather clothing. And she wore it herself, and she's walking past my shop, I can assume to go and get the bus down to the market, I don't know, wearing this blue leather outfit is all I could say. It was all sort of open at the sides with laces, and you know, I hadn't seen her in 10 years, and yes, believe me, she was absolutely stunning. And all the cars, people were leching out the windows at the lights, because the lights were red, as she's walking along. And they're all hanging out the window. You're beautiful, marry me. Silly old Willies. I don't know what she's doing now. I mean, she must be my age now, because she was the same age. But yeah, it was just a funny memory thinking about that, because that's where she worked, because I did go down there once. And I went and saw her, and I went, oh, do you remember me? And she went, and she said my name. I said, yeah, that's it. She said, yeah, I remember. Which was kind of nice. We had a little chat. But yeah, it just made me laugh that day with everyone leching out the windows. Do you lech out the window? Is that the right word? I don't know. Anyway, guys, this, first of all, give it a try. If you're not happy with the kebabs in your area, give this a try. I will get some pitters. I'll tell you the truth, guys. I went and got that in Iceland, yeah, and they didn't have any damn pitters. Could you believe it? So I thought they haven't got no pitters. Damn. But I thought I'm glad, really, because it just makes it a less messy eat. So it'll make the ASMR a little bit better, because it's less me trying to keep everything in and everything falling out, whatever. But I will get some pitters if I can today, and I'll get some more of that. That's really nice, and I'll get that instead of a kebab, because although I found a shop that is good, kebabs are still not brilliant, you know. The kebab still ain't great, but you know, that's the problem. That's nice. I can get that for a £5, you know, a £5, and I'm all right. You know, I'll be all right then. Happy as Larry. Yeah. So, right, guys, what's the time on my watch? I've got to talk about my watch. I call my watch Superman. I'll tell you what I called on Blur. It's 20 to 3. Is that the time? Damn, I've got to go. This will be up today, which is Friday. It's actually Thursday, I'll be honest with you. But I've got to go out, and I've got to do stuff. And by the time I've gone out, and I've got everything, and I've had a coffee, and I've come back, and I've had a bath, and I've, you know, it'll be time for me to pour myself a cognac, put on the 35mm print of something, turn it off, put the 4K version on. So this will be up, though, on that day. Sorry, I did it Scotty and anyone else's whose birthday it is. But in the meantime, have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful, peaceful,